Now, most people, they look at me funny when I say that their back is the issue, their back issue is caused by their shoulders, but it actually makes a lot of sense. So today we're going to be talking about your back pain. If you look anywhere online, you'll see that our numbers on back surgeries have increased. In fact, since 1995, we've doubled our amount of back surgeries. And if you look on other studies, in fact, this is something that I looked up just the other day, you'll see that over 25% of the population deals with back pain, and only 20% of the population actually does anything about it. We're not going to be that 20% of the population today. Today, we are going to address your back pain. We're going to be talking about its causes and some likely solutions. All right, so first, let's talk about the first possibility. Your hips suck. All right, so no offense, it's something that is a symptom of what we have in our lifestyle today. A lot of people work 8 hours a day, they're on their computers or at their desk, and they're sitting. So, sitting, what this does, it actually tightens up your TFL. Now, that's a tensor fasciae latae. I probably didn't pronounce that incorrectly, but in our industry, we call it a TFL. All right. Now, that actually dehydrates and shrinks. It contracts so it can help you stabilize your spine as you're sitting. Now, the unfortunate thing is when you're sitting for an extended amount of time, that is going to be super contracted, super dehydrated, and it's not going to be able to perform its functions. And what's going to happen because it's contracted, it's going to pull on your lumbar spine. It's going to pull on your lower back, and you're going to have issues. So, what you're going to do is you're going to obviously, a lot of people think about stretching it out. Stretching feels good, but you want to actually strengthen those muscles. All right. Another reason people deal with lower back issues is because of their shoulder mobility. Now, most people, they look at me funny when I say that their back is the issue, their back issue is caused by their shoulders, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Now, let's talk about how the shoulder moves just for a brief moment. As you pull your shoulder up, all right, as you reach your arm up, what's going to happen is that your lats and your serratus stabilize your shoulder, okay? Now, those pull, because, the body is not just individual parts, everything pulls on each other. So that pulls on your lower back. So if you don't have shoulder mobility, if you don't have strength in your shoulder, what's going to happen is you're going to have to use other muscles to help you lift your arm up over your head. And those other muscles in turn pull on your lower back because that's essentially the last in the chain of command. So again, a lot of people prescribe stretching, mobility exercises to help you with your shoulder, help you with your back. That's not really going to be beneficial for you. In fact, it might, in certain cases, be a detriment to your progress. What you want to do is you actually want to strengthen these muscle groups, all right? So you can do exercises like squats, lunges, push-ups. There's a lot of exercises you can do, but one great exercise that I really like that I pretty much prescribe to all my clients because they all work 8-hour days is an overhead march with a kettlebell, okay? You can do it with a kettlebell, you can do it with a weight. Now, the reason why I have an overhead weight is because when you're marching, you're going to be reaching your knees up in front of your body, okay? And while you're marching and reaching your knees up in front of your body, you're also going to have your arm up over your head. Now, while you're reaching your knees up, that's going to engage that TFL, and it's also going to engage your hip flexors, all right? Now, while you're engaging those hip flexors in the TFL, that's going to put a little bit of strain and stress on your lower back. And while you have your arm over your head, you have to really focus on strengthening your thoracic spine, right? That is your mid spine. All those muscles around that area are really, for a lot of people, are the cause for their issues when it comes to posture and lower back pain. So try this exercise out. If you don't have kettlebells at home, feel free to use a can of soup or maybe a milk jug or maybe some pots and pans or maybe a baby. I don't know. But whatever you have laying around in terms of weight, bring it up over your head. Try to march it out. I prefer doing it unilaterally. If you watched our previous video, you know the difference between unilateral and bilateral means that unilateral is one side, bilateral meaning two. So I like to use it in only one hand, and I split up the exercise, one arm and then the other arm. So try that exercise out, especially if you have lower back pain or chronic lower back pain. If you're obviously experiencing lower back pain at this moment, I wouldn't suggest you do that exercise. And in that case, I would suggest you try a shoulder mobility exercise. Now, with the shoulder mobility exercise, It's going to help you alleviate a little bit of that strain that's going into your lower back. As I said, a lot of people have issues with their thoracic spine mobility. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your head and your shoulders as well as your tailbone on a wall. I would do it from a seated position. And you're going to bring your arms out to the side. And while those arms out to the side, you're going to lift your arms up as high as you can over your head. Okay? So you're going to have the elbows and wrists on the wall as you're lifting your arms up over your head. And your goal is to try to get as high as you can and then bring your hands together once you get your arms straight. Not many people can do that, but it's going to be a great way to help you fix your posture, help you eliminate that pain in your lower back, and of course, increase your mobility in your shoulder. All right, so hopefully this brought you some value. If you have any questions or comments related to this video or any of our previous videos, I would love for you to write it down below in the comment section. Of course, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel because you'll be notified when we release our next video. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep good company.
Wow! I like it. That was cool.
Awesome. Hey, thanks.